Assalamualaikum, good morning and salam sejahtera Malaysia. Yang berbahagia Profesor Datin Paduka Khatijah Muhammad Yusof, Deputy Secretary General, Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation Malaysia. Yang berbahagia Profesor Dato' Abang Abdullah Abang Ali, President of the Malaysian Society for Engineering and Technology, MySET. Yang berbahagia Profesor Dato' Abdul Hakim Juri, President of the University Kuala Lumpur. Yang berusaha Engineer Azmi Idris, Deputy President of MySET, respected members of MySET, distinguished guests, and our devoted members of the press. Welcome to the MySET National Engineering and Technology Convention, NETC 2012, and the fifth annual general meeting. On behalf of the MySET Council, I, Tina Ghazi, indeed am honored to be the master of ceremony for today's event. Ladies and gentlemen, the National Engineering and Technology Convention provides a platform for presentation and exchange of ideas and experiences amongst engineering and technology professionals on major global and national issues. This year's event shall highlight the formation of the proposed Malaysia Board of Technologists, MBOT, with its themes MBOT, Way Forward, with its way forward towards championing the development of the engineering technologies and technician profession. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we would like to invite Yang Berbahagia Professor Dato' Abang Abdullah Abang Ali, President of MySET, to deliver his welcoming address. Please give a warm welcome to Yang Berbahagia Professor Dato' Abang.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you, Dr. Tina, our MC. Yang berbahagia Datin Paduka Khatijah Muhammad Yusof, Timbalan KSU, Mosti, Professor in UPM, still. Yeah. Engineer Azmi, our Deputy President, Dato' Professor Hakim, President UniKL, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, the engineering and technology profession is currently at the crossroad. While we have a good number of engineers, engineering technologies and technicians in the country, and we have some 200,000 engineers for that matter, and the IPTE, IPTS and universities overseas are producing some 20,000 a year. We find that only around 12,000 are qualified professional engineers. That constitutes around only 6%. That means the 94% are missing in action. We do not know where they are professionally. At the same time, various institutions are producing technicians. For example, the polytechnic system, there are some 30 plus polytechnic now in the country. They have produced some 360,000 technicians. And from what I gather, they are producing some 30,000 a year. And yet, these technicians, unfortunately, nobody is looking after them. Nobody is looking after their professional development. They are essentially in dead man's shoes. Come to the next issue, engineering technology, which is quite new to us in this country. Not exactly new in the US, in Canada, and other countries, but it is new in Malaysia. The first initiative was taken by the Board of Engineers somewhere at the beginning of 2000, where we initiated a study, and I was appointed to head a study on engineering technology. Alhamdulillah, we finished the study, but we presented it to the Board of Engineers a number of times, one of which was in Penang, and I could still remember that they happily accepted the report, but unfortunately, no action was taken to incorporate engineering technologies into the Registration of Engineers Act 1967. Because of that, the engineering technologies, despite the fact that they are being produced by various universities now, we have the earlier college universities, now they are put together into what they call themselves MTUN. And also UniKL has been producing engineering technologies or hands-on engineers since the early 2000s. And despite the fact that this was a decision by the government to produce what was once called hands-on engineers, nobody actually looked into their profession. And this happened while the Sydney Accord in the IEA, internationally, they are building up this issue of engineering technology, and we have actually registered our interest at some stage before to be part of the Sydney Accord. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a sad situation in our country where we have some 200,000 engineers, some, I estimate around 500,000 technicians, and perhaps some maybe 100,000 in technologies through my estimates. We're talking about close to 1 million people, and we really need to look into this profession because the engineering and technology profession is very important to the country. We see engineers, technologists, technicians are responsible for building our infrastructure, our buildings, housing, roads, our power supply, our water supply. And yet, despite the fact that we do have our share of failures or problems in this area, nothing much has been done to improve the profession. We are now used to being reminded that there are stadium roof falling down, ceiling falling down in hospital, and there have been cases where there was a lot of rain, and there was so much rain that there was flood in some areas in Kuala Lumpur, and to add to the injury in a way, there was flood and people need to clean the house, and there was water supply cut. They cannot clean the house because of the water supply cut. So on one hand we have plenty of water, on the other we don't have water to clean the result of flood. These are very interesting things that are happening in our country that need to be resolved, and this is why the Malaysian Society for Engineering and Technology, myself, has taken this initiative this morning to devote our annual NETC, National Engineering and Technology Convention, to discuss about the proposed formation of the Malaysian Board of Technology, because we feel strongly that this is an important initiative taken by MOHI and MOSTI in particular, with the support of other ministries as well. And we feel that this will, inshallah, help us to resolve the problems that we face in our country. Unfortunately, the professions in the country, be it engineering, be it medical, dental, law, accountancy, and so on, we developed through our association with the British, essentially. And while the British has changed many times, we sometimes remain conventional or classical in our approach to the profession. One issue that I'm very unhappy is, while, for example, the medical profession is very good at enforcing the rules, the Board of Engineers, for example, was not able to ensure that engineers are properly registered with the board. So out of 200,000, I think at most it would be 80,000 are registered, and only 16 or 12,000, only 12,000 became professional engineers. So while it is compulsory for doctors to go to the housemanship, you know, our children, perhaps some have got grandchildren doing medical degree, while it is compulsory for them to go through 2 years of the housemanship, it is also compulsory for engineers to go through some 3 years of compulsory professional training. And that was practiced during the British time. But while we say that we follow the British, we have forgotten that part of it. And the majority of engineers in the country do not go through professional training and do not make an attempt to become professional engineers. Now, this practice will go through to the technician, and also is being experienced by the engineering technologists now. We have been introducing engineering technologies for the last 10 years, and I'm sad to say that really nothing much has been done to develop the profession in the country, despite a few efforts by some of us. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my set NETC. Annually we pick up an issue, and this issue today is very important to our hearts in the Council of SET. We can assure that in Khadija, who is leading this effort to bring the MBOT to Parliament very soon, we can assure you that we are solidly behind you on this, whatever that means. But we certainly, you see a group of people here sacrificing their safeties. I've got messages last night saying, oh, they have some other activity, sorry, they cannot come. Some have got relative meninggal, pass away, and this and that. They really want to come, but unfortunately, this is Saturday blues. But alhamdulillah, we have a crowd in the room now. So, my set, for the information of Datin Paduka, we are about 4 years old. Despite being young,